Hey, double hey, San Francisco Bay, Monterey. My name's Alex Andrew.
And I'm Dr. Shasta.
We're back again with another wonderful episode of Your Healthy Living.
Yep.
With
And
my
today,
beautiful co-host.
Thank you, Andy.
You are Dr. Shasta, right?
Yes, I am.
We missed you last week.
Actually, I was here last week. I wasn't here 2 weeks ago.
What happened to my life? Was it 2 weeks ago? Were you here last
It was
week?
2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh. The shows just all run together.
I guess so.
I want to say this is our 28th show.
And you've been saying that for about 3 or 4 weeks now, so
McKenna,
it's
help
okay.
me.
Then it must be
Somebody
true.
knows.
I just go with whatever he says. It's like,
It's great. Well, we're getting to know each other fairly well.
yes, it's
right?
been, 8 months?
I know, and I know your shoe size now. Finally.
Yes.
I figured it out.
Yes.
So anyway, we're having a good time.
Funny.
We're talking about some really cool stuff that I love.
Something very
I know
important.
You being an acupuncturist.
Yes.
Kind of fall
Doctor of Natural
into-
Medicine. Well, we have Cindie Ambar here today, actually my friend, and she has a public health and social services background. However, her life's purpose is in the healing arts. She works with humans and their animal companions to bring joy, healing, and transformation on the physical, emotional, and spiritual levels. She's a Reiki master, a sacred activations master practitioner, reconnective healing practitioner, theta healer, and works with shamanic journeying and healing through sound. And what I think is so awesome about this is I don't know of another healer who is working with their humans and pets to be able to help their communication, help them understand what's going on, and enhance their relationship besides Cindie. This is the first time I've ever heard of it. This is really a breakthrough that Cindie's doing.
So it's different than like the horse whisperer or the dog whisperer.
Oh, I'm all that and then
Oh,
some.
there you
but
go. I like the scale already.
Yeah.
No, I do both, and it really is important to work with people as well as animals together, and especially because, and I was going to talk about this a little bit later, but animals are really our mirrors.
Right.
And when something's going on with the people in the household, you can bet something's going on with the animal in the household, and helping the person can help the animal heal.
Well, there's something about, they've always talked about how, dogs, other animals can tell when, or what, there's a cancer even in somebody's,
exactly,
and measure that energy. And I think that that's really important.
There are dogs that can sense when someone's blood sugar is low, and they can alert them. They're very sensitive to us.
Yeah, we have a back in Iowa. We have a thing it's called Retrieving Freedom, and they have golden retrievers, and they train them to learn that stuff with vets, that have PTSD or when their systems are rich. So it really makes sense to think that you can have your animal connected to you through all these different ways of healing.
Yeah, having a healer help them work together better, the pet with the owner and the owner with the pet.
Well, also, animals are healers.
Right.
I mean,
Yes.
I might go to like a healing session with an animal and have a horrible stomach ache or headache and, walk away feeling amazing. Right. Or, I taught a class a couple weeks ago and someone had their heart healed in the class by a horse. And not the big, majestic thoroughbred, but tiny little Mr. Buttons, the pony.
How neat.
So.
Yeah,
Well,
and they actually have programs where they'll bring youth at risk to horses, and they know that this
well, they do that in
scientifically
hospitals and
works.
stuff too
They
all the
bring
time. Animals are. This is going to be pretty neat. I'm
very neat.
thinking this is going to be a good show. Aren't you?
I am.
Aren't you?
I certainly hope
Let's
so.
get it going. Hey, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this message.
At Way of Wellness, we help to rebalance the hormones of your body so that it can heal itself. Way of Wellness offers acupuncture, Chinese medicine, functional nutrition, Chi yoga, and wellness coaching. Call 408-615-1995 and start living the life that keeps us well.
Hey, everybody. My name's Alex Andrew.
And I'm Dr. Shasta.
And we're back with Your Healthy Living, having fun talking about animals and how they heal people through all the energies.
Yep.
And how we can just connect with some of the experience you have in being able to. I can't I have to say that talk to the animals. That just keeps popping into mind. Talk to
You can really carry a tune, sir.
Well, thank you. I am kind of a musician, a wannabe, but no.
Yeah. How long have you been working with animals?
About
Cindy?
10 years, and I have a special expertise in animals that have been traumatized. I have volunteered at the Santa Cruz Animal Shelter and Rhodesian Ridgeback Rescue and Pregnant Mare Rescue, and at Rains and Hollister, where there are rescue ostriches, chicken, goats, you name it.
Really?
Wonderful. Wow. So, what kinds of animals have you helped? You've worked with, and
Right.
how has that helped the humans that care for
Right.
them?
Well, I mean, I've worked with domestic and wild animals. I work with tigers and foxes and
That's gotta be a little
bears
scary.
and well, I didn't get too close.
Okay.
They didn't have
I
their
was gonna
mouths
say,
open.
yeah.
Okay.
And
They're like
then
Siegfried and Roy. or
Yeah.
anything.
No, gosh.
no. And domestic animals as well. And I'm sorry, the second part of your question was
Well, so how have you helped the humans be able
Oh,
to
okay.
understand and communicate with the
Um,
animals that you've been?
I think a lot of it has to do with quieting your mind. I teach people to quiet their minds and to meditate with their animals. And I also, one of the methods that I do is called Reiki. It's a Japanese energy healing modality. And when you're in a Reiki space, you're connected to source energy. So you're in this place of divine energy, and having the opportunity to be in a place of divine energy with your animal is a place where not only healing can take place for both of you, but where you can have a deep kind of soul connection that you never imagined possible.
Right. And do you feel like you're able to understand what the animals are saying, like the horse whisperer? or the-
Right. I'm not an animal communicator.
Okay.
Animal communicators talk to animals and pretty much can get sentence by sentence verbatim. I pick things up.
How do
and-
you pick them up? Like, if you were to pick,
Well,
give us an example of that.
What I get frequently is a lot of animals are not fond of their name.
Really?
That's a
So-
big surprise.
So my dog Barton hated his name. Is that what you're saying?
If Barton and I could get
terrible.
together, I think he might choose something a little different.
Here,
but-
Bart. Here, boy.
You didn't do that to
Not
No,
after
I was
Barton
kidding.
Fink.
That was good. Yeah, Barfing. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
wow. Yeah, no,
Well, my
Barton
dog's
doesn't
name
like
was-
his name.
My dog's name was Choi. That was
Joy.
it.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
Well, I know a lot of
We
people
should should talk.
name
Yeah.
their dogs
poor
Shasta.
guy. Yes.
I've known a number of people name their dog Shasta.
Yeah,
Well,
I can
that's
see
a
that.
beautiful name.
Yeah.
I think so too. I just don't understand why more humans aren't being named Shasta. There are so many dogs named Shasta. There's a
Well-
lot of Trinities and Sierras, but very few human Shastas.
I used to drink Shasta all the time.
Yeah,
Shasta
well, it
Cola.
was the
Is
most
that
affordable.
still around?
I think it is.
I
I'm
think
not
it is.
sure.
I suppose it is.
Well, and now that you've made it big on the show,
That's
I mean,
right.
Come on,
Hey.
it's going to become a
Shasta's coming
national
back.
trend.
We need you as a sponsor. Come back, Shasta.
Oh, thank you,
Anyway, no,
guys.
this is really neat. But I want to get an idea of how, we as humans and pet owners, I think there's a lot of most people love their pets and so on and so forth.
Oh, yeah, I
but
think
what do
everybody does.
we need to know about the animals and how to relate to them?
Right.
And because I know there's a lot of abused animals out there too, which is a terrible
Right.
thing. And I guess that's part of what you do, right?
That is part of what I do. But I think that the biggest thing that will surprise people is that animals know not only what you're saying, what you're thinking. To give you an example, I had a session with the animal communicator with my cat Pookie. And I got a call the next day with her saying that Pookie had a potty mouth and, to call her back. And so I called her back and I heard several choice phrases that my husband repeats when he's watching the news, including bull. This is bull.
Really?
And a couple of things she picked up on that I know that he's thinking when he watches the news that he's not necessarily saying. So you have to be careful about how you're thinking around them and what you say.
So kind of like kids, right? You don't swear
Yeah,
in front of
yeah.
your
You
kids
know,
or-
there's a point at which you can't just spell anymore, right?
Right,
You're
right.
already at that point with your animals. They
Really?
really understand, and it doesn't matter.
get
You
it.
could start speaking Dutch or Punjabi in front of them, and they'd still know what you're
So
saying.
you're saying that animals speak in tongues?
Oh,
Is that
yeah,
what you're saying?
absolutely.
Okay, there we go.
Now that
See?
we've clarified that.
Okay.
I think that, the other part is that I already touched on is animals being mirrors for us. And also animals really crave time with no expectations. A lot of times we want to hug and love on our animals. We come home and we really need that. And that's good. But they like time without expectations, and they really like a quiet mind, which is one of the many things I've learned from my cat Poogie, and possibly not the most flattering of ways. But if we get a chance, I'll tell you about it.
Oh, that's great.
So the animals themselves have, I guess, basically a mind connection to who we are.
Exactly.
And that's why they know when we're angry, they know when we're upset, and they know when we're sick and all that kind of thing.
Well, and they're much more sensitive to emotions. I mean, their survival, we have instinct, but we don't use our instinct. And animals use their instincts to survive. And especially if they've have a history of abuse or neglect, they are very, very heightened to people's emotions.
Right.
And, they can smell body chemical. All sorts of signals that they pick up on that we would never pick up on.
So when you have volunteered at some of these animal shelters where they've been abused, what do you teach some of the techniques that you use with those animals in some of your classes?
Yeah, I do. I teach, right now I'm teaching a bonding with animals class that also has a segment on how to work with shelter and sanctuary animals. And I also teach Reiki, which is the Japanese healing modality for animals. And working with animals, I do people and animals, but working with animals is very, very different. And I try to teach consciousness about animals as well. Little things like asking permission before you go into a horse's stall that make a world of difference.
Do you teach like the Reiki, the energy healing, so that the human can help heal their animals of things as well as just keep them healthy? Is that?
Yeah, I teach, to actually teach Reiki would be a 2-day class, but I teach them a lot of meditation techniques, which are kind of at the core of Reiki and at the core of having a peaceful space. Meditation alone is a powerful healing tool. You're in that space.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So just learning to do that alone.
So you teach in your class people how to meditate so they can be an open space so that they can be more perceptive to what their animals' needs are.
Right.
Help heal their animals.
Right.
And be able to get more out of the interaction.
Right. And I talk about bonding and different ways to bond and different ways to help animals feel safe also.
So different animals, I got to guess you got to approach different animals and different, a cat to a dog to a horse to a sheep or whatever. How do you, is that something that's specific to the animal, or is it just specific to the way the animal is? You know what I mean?
Well, it's both. It's both. There are a lot of similarities in terms of how to approach. But for example, like a horse can't see directly in front of them or directly in back of them. So you want to approach from the side.
Right.
Individual horses have different things that trigger them. So a paper bag might be something I would never dream of having in my hand or something with one horse, whereas with another horse that might be perfectly fine.
So you have to have some kind of form that people fill out. You need to understand their fears and all that kind of stuff before you approach them, I would guess.
I like to do an intake that includes what I call their triggers.
Okay.
That's what Siegfried and Roy probably didn't have the intake.
I don't think they used it that day.
That was just not a good day.
Well, so with the animals and the humans, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more after the break, but the combination is kind of like, I'm again kind of thinking outside the box here, how you would deal with a spouse in a different way, of course, but how that works and how it can heal both the animal and the human.
Exactly.
And we're going to talk about that after the break, right?
Yep.
Sounds good? We'll be right back after this break. This is the KIYS Radio Network.
I do traditional Chinese medicine, and that includes 5 different branches: acupuncture, massage, yoga, tai chi, qigong, herbal medicine, and nutrition. It is amazing in helping the body heal itself, that it releases the body's natural endorphins, serotonin, and seems to rebalance the hormones of the body.
Lower back pain was taken care of very quickly. 6 treatments and I was pain-free. And this was like 3 years ago and I've remained pain-free.
I've grown up in the Bay Area and I have had my own practice for over 15 years. When I was 12, I decided I want to be an acupuncturist, and by the time I was 25, I was licensed.
I have thyroid condition and stress, big time. When I walk out, I'm feeling like a whole different person. It's definitely a blessing to be able to come here.
I love helping women have babies, and the day that they actually get pregnant, the look in their eye is like, it's the best thing ever.
I've been struggling trying to get pregnant for the past 3 or 4 years. I came to Shasta. I would totally recommend her to anyone out there that is trying to get pregnant. She will do great for you.
Way of wellness has to do with living a life that keeps us well.
Hi there, this is Alexander with It's All About the Show. You know, I've been with Money Concepts since 1994, and they have been the primary catalyst for my success as a financial advisor. If you're looking for a career change and you want to help people for a living, check out moneyconcepts.com/ALEE or call 946-8378 today.
Hey everybody, my name's Alex Andrew.
And I'm Dr. Shasta.
And we're back with more of Your Healthy Living, talking about animals and people and animals.
Yeah.
And
how they really are part of the family.
Mm-hmm.
and being able to relate to each other in a better way. I mean, we all, for the most part, we all love our pets, and to be able to understand more, and again, you're not a whisperer, if you will, but you can understand certain things that I think the normal people really just don't get, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would some of the results of your work be? I mean, if you're somebody, just give an example.
What are some of the magical moments that you've shared?
Oh, the magical moments and results are a little bit different.
Okay, we'll start with whichever one you
But
want.
I'd like to share this one magical moment because it's something that's accessible to everybody. Several years ago, I was meditating in my bedroom at home, and I saw a bobcat come running by after a rabbit. And I did what my Reiki teacher taught us to do with wild animals, which is I just put out there mentally, I love you, you're safe with me. Well, the bobcat stopped in its tracks, literally dead stop, flipped around, walked all the way up across my yard onto my deck and looked in at me this far away for like 3 or 4 minutes. And, you know, those kind of moments are possible when if you just meditate outside, you'll be amazed at all the nature that comes around you. And, you know, even when I'm in a really deep space, birds or deer or whatever they are, they don't even know you're there because you're so, right? It really shifts the whole atmosphere.
Yeah, that's a really cool feeling too. You know, when you get the hummingbird that just basically comes up and sits on your shoulder. Or something along those lines.
Like I saw a deer in the park a couple of days ago and just stayed there with me for like 3 minutes. We just were right near each other because it could sense I wasn't a danger.
Exactly.
And I could sense that it wasn't a danger.
I don't know. Bobcat right in front of my face. I might have a little hard time staying in a meditation
They
phase.
aren't that big.
No, they aren't. But in fact, I always wanted a pet bobcat. I thought, what a cool animal. If I'm going to have a cat, I want a badass cat.
Of course you did.
Not a tiger?
No,
not a Siberian
no,
tiger?
not that big.
Okay.
Something that I can still go, all right, sit.
Oh my goodness.
But that's really neat. And as far as like a success story from something.
Sure. Well, here's one, and this
happens?
kind of speaks to my ability to help people and animals connect. This was a just totally amazing woman, adopted this cat from the shelter, and the cat just would not give her the time of day. So
sounds like a regular cat to me.
Yeah.
That's not my bobcat, though.
Well, it was a little more not giving you the time of day than usual.
Oh, okay.
So what she said was, Cindie did a miraculous job healing my newly adopted cat. After the session, my cat was significantly calmer, much more affectionate. and much more affectionate. Cindie also gave me helpful suggestions for communicating better with my cat, which I am using quite successfully. I wish I had known about Cindie's skills years ago because she could have dramatically changed the rescue dog we adopted. Her skills are terrific, and animals are obviously very comfortable with her. She is truly gifted.
So
Wow, just after one session.
I don't know why I
That's-
was
that's
so
amazing.
lost in this whole thing. So you have an animal, you're having problems with it, whatever. It's pooping in the house, or it's
Crying all night.
having a problem. That's when we typically would call you, or that's one of
Right.
the things that we would
Well,
call you for.
it's one of the things that you could call me for. I mean, if behavioral changes are stress related, the work I do can help. You can also call me to give your cat or dog a spa day. It's
right.
Reiki is really relaxing. Animals fall asleep,
That's cool.
but the kind of stuff that happens is pain reduces, depression improves, anxiety really reduces, mobility increases. Animals heal a lot more quickly from physical conditions. Unexpected healings occur. All sorts of and healings in relationships between humans and their pets.
Now, do you work with reptiles at all?
I have worked with crocodiles.
Really?
I have worked with crocodiles, yes.
Wow.
Because I come from a former life. In fact, McKenna, I don't know how many snakes you have now, but we have quite a few snakes in the house. And I just always thought it's a snake. It's like,
I'm not a snake.
It has
fan.
feelings.
it has
It
feelings.
does have
Okay.
feelings?
But it's amazing the wisdom that animals have. When animal communicators talk to animals like a snake, you would be amazed at the amount of wisdom that comes from that animal about the world situation,
I
about
could
all
see
sorts
that.
of things.
Snakes always kind of just sit there and look around and go, I know, and you don't. It's kind of like my dog Barton. No, I'm kidding. No. So that's cool. So you have worked and you will work with.
Yeah, no, I do. I mean, I think a lot of people don't spend the kind of money on their reptiles that they do with their cats and
typically not,
dogs.
right.
But yeah, oh no, and I'm there's not a single animal I'm afraid of, so that's good.
That's so great.
Wow, you got me beat on that one.
So you hold classes for
Yeah.
pet owners to come.
Yeah, I right now I've been teaching a really successful class called Bonding with Animals. It's about how to connect, how to help an animal feel safe. And we do meditation and chanting, which the animals actually really love. Animals love music. I play my crystal bowls for animals, and I
neat.
chant and sing, and they love all of that.
Do the people who come to your class bring their animals with them?
I've been doing this. It depends on. I could. I've been doing them at sanctuaries, so.
I would worry about them all getting along.
Barking at each other
it's better to actually for me to do it at a sanctuary, and then the animals there know each other, and there's the pecking orders established and
Right,
all that
right.
kind of stuff.
So you really help with the whole emotional and energetic side of connecting and healing your relationship and your pet.
Yeah.
Whereas, you can go to these, these training programs where you'll teach your dog to sit, and you'll teach them to do this and that. Yours is more about emotionally connecting, bonding with
Right.
them, figuring out what their emotional needs are as well as their physical,
Right.
and being able to actually do healing on them.
Yes.
That's so
Yes,
important.
and-
I don't know of anyone else doing this.
Oh, I'm not alone, but there aren't a lot of us.
Yeah.
But-
Do you
Are
guys
there
have
any
like
books?
a convention that
Yeah.
you go to in Vegas
oh,
or something?
the bonding convention. No, I'm just kidding.
You got to start that, Cindie.
We're going to one tonight. So that's right.
Actually, my professional organization is the Shelter Animal Reiki Association.
Okay.
And no matter where you're at in the world, there's probably an animal Reiki practitioner. And animal Reiki practitioners tend to include people in the healing process. So,
Oh, wow. I'm just so happy to hear that. I know Reiki is being used in hospitals and helps calm patients down and helps them have more less anxiety and heal faster.
So Reiki, now I know you do the meditation. Is that interconnected?
you're in a meditative space when you do Reiki, but just meditation alone isn't.
So
Reiki.
can we just, I know we don't have time to actually all sit around here and hum because I'm really good at that.
I heard him earlier. He's really good.
Yeah, that's when the moose all come running. But can you kind of give just a quick outline of what meditation, involves? And just
Sure. Well, I mean, meditation does not involve cutting off every single thought you have.
Right. Because I can't do that.
You can't do that. You've got to look at you've just got to notice your thoughts and let them pass by.
Right,
But
right.
I mean, it involves getting back into your body. So doing some grounding exercises, doing some breathing. There's a really nice meditation that my Reiki teacher, Kathleen Prasad, has that's called the Healing Bridge. And it's very simple. It's just putting your hands in front of your heart, however that feels good to you, and feel like a beautiful bridge of love and light, and invite your animal to come. And
Would your animal be in your mind or be there
either way
in your house?
Either way.
Okay.
You can do it either way.
Okay.
And they will feel it.
Oh,
You know, and
wow.
that's the other thing. I
That
do
makes-
distance healing. So
Ah.
most of the work I can do in person or at a distance.
Right.
So
That makes sense.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We kind of talk about that too with people who are connected, like twins, they will react thousands of miles
Yep,
away. And
they can
there's
sense.
just something about the time warp thing when you're talking about the psyche and
The energy.
the Akashic records, as we talked
Right,
about before,
right,
the
right,
universal
right.
consciousness and everything. So if somebody wanted more information on this, Cindie, how would they
Sure.
get a hold
And
of
you
you?
have a class coming up also.
I have a class coming up on May 26th at Pregnant Mare Rescue. There are 3 foals there right now. It's a really fun place to come. And you can find out more by calling 831-332-8464. My website is Happy House Horses Sound and Energy Healing, and email address happyhorseshealing@sbcglobal.net.
Happy Horses Healing.
And it doesn't mean that that's all she does is work on
Right.
horses. She
No,
works
right.
with
No,
all
I
animals.
work with all
Well,
animals.
I tell you what, if you're working with horses, those are big animals. So
And she works the
small
whole
ones
Santa
work.
Clara, Santa Cruz, San Benito,
Benito,
Benito counties. So
Right.
she can come to their homes or she can do distance healing.
Exactly.
And she
Love it.
teaches classes. This is really revolutionary. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This
Thank
has been
you,
fun.
Cindie.
Thank
I'm
you,
glad you had a
Cindie.
And
good
I got to hear
time.
you sing.
Yay!
I've been wanting to do that.
Yeah, my daughter sings better. She's a director.
McKenna Ray.
Hey, thanks for joining us on Your Healthy Living. Don't forget to tune in to
Bye.
KIYSradio.com for all our shows, or see us on Facebook, especially you folks out there in Facebook
Channel
land. Thanks for
15,
joining us.
Monday
thank
nights
you.
at 6:30.
Channel 15, 6:30
Monday
in
night,
San Jose and
6:30.
Campbell.
And it will be in
Monday.
Santa Cruz. So
Right.
people can watch Cindie's show.
Thanks again, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.